now we have learned the first part of unit 1, which consists of sets and the topics which are related to sets. In this session, you will be knowing about the part 2 of unit 1, which consists of combinatorics. Firstly, let us see the contents which you will be covered in this unit 2. The first is the counting techniques. You will be knowing what is counting and what are the different types of counting techniques, followed by permutations and combinations. I know you are already familiar with permutations and combinations in your plus 2, but we will see some more concepts related to permutations and combinations. Next, what is binomial theorem, followed by multinomial theorem. What is principles of inclusion and exclusion? Next is the pigeonhole principle. Okay. Now we will see what is combinatorics actually. Firstly, this is the definition. Combinatorics is the field of mathematics concerned with problems of selection, arrangement, operation within a finite or discrete systems. Okay, leave the definition. I will say some real life example. Now you guys are learning discrete mathematics. In discrete mathematics, there are 5 units. First, suppose instead of unit 1, I will place unit 5 in the beginning. Will you be able to understand anything? No, right? Everything requires a proper arrangement, proper order in order to go it for the smooth way. Similarly, in mathematics or in any system concerned with discrete objects, there should be a proper selection and arrangement of those objects such that the results will come in a more optimized way. In the case of software problems, in the case of software programs, there should be a certain arrangement of the coding elements, like plus should be at the plus position only, minus should be at the minus position only. Instead of plus you keep minus, then in that case the results will be varied and the performance might not be that good. So arrangement is very important, and the combinatorics deals with arrangement, selection and combination of discrete objects. Combinatorics has many applications in the real life scenario. Not only computer science, it is used in many places like in the inventions also. The proper arrangement of things is mandatory. In order to invent an AC, air conditioner, the arrangement of compressor or the blowing fans, everything should be maintained in a proper position. So, combinatorics has many applications in other areas of mathematics like graph theory, coding, cryptography, probability and many more. Okay. This is the introduction. So, history, knowing about history is very mandatory. You should have a little bit idea of how and when this is invented. And firstly, it is a branch of mathematics that dates back to 12th century. It is started, that means the idea of combinations was arised in 12th century by these are the 3 mathematicians who actually one second. Okay, sorry. In 12th century, by some of the mathematicians, the idea came like, okay, combinations plays a major role, and that idea is being implemented in 17th and 18th century. Like getting an idea is okay, but implementing that idea is necessary, right? So, in 17th and 18th century, Blaise Pascal, Pierre de Fermat and Leonhard Euler, these are the 3 scientists who actually extend the topic of combinations. Okay, these are the 3 great people who actually invented this. First topic, counting. What is counting actually? See, this counting mainly consists of sum rule, product rule, permutation rule and combination rule. When coming to counting, counting is nothing but the number of choices that can be made in order to accomplish a particular task. See, now you are coming from your home. Let's suppose this is your home. From your home, you are coming to college. So, there are many number of ways in order to come to college. You can take a small route or larger route, or you can come by bus, by train or anything. So, this counting states the number of ways in which you can accomplish a particular task. Okay. Firstly, rule of sum. It is also called as the sum rule. First, I will say the definition and I will say the real life example. If there are m choices for doing task A and n choices for task B, provided those two tasks are not performed simultaneously, then there are m plus n ways of doing one of these actions. See the example, now you are coming from your home, this is your home and this is your college. So you can travel from your home to college either by bus or by train or by bike. These are the three ways in which you can travel from your home to college. But can you travel simultaneously? Like you are starting at your home at 8:30 and you need to reach your college by 9 a.m. So you should opt either of these three methods, but not all these three methods you cannot opt, right? You should adopt either of these three methods and you can travel to this city. So the number of methods will be bus plus train or bike. This plus operation denotes either or. You need to select from either of these three options and you can proceed. That itself the definition says. Like M denotes, let's suppose M denotes bus, N denotes train. So you can adopt either M or N in order to come. So that means the number of choices, if you see, then how much it will be there? Bus plus train, that is equal to 2 choices you are having in order to come to college from your home. This is the rule of sum. Okay. Next comes the other one, which is called as the rule of product. It is also called as fundamental counting principle, and in some places it is also mentioned as counting principle only. Counting principle. So this is very, very important. Okay. It's called as rule of product or fundamental counting principle or simply counting principle. Let us see the definition. If there are m ways of doing task A and n ways of doing task B, provided this task B should be performed after task A, then there are m into n ways to perform both of these actions. First I will say the same real life example. From your home you are coming to college. In between you have another stop for suppose something, this is K. This is the another stop. So in order to travel from your home to college, first you need to reach from home to this K, and from K you need to reach to C. So that means traveling to college is mandatory, like you need to cross this K. Suppose this you can travel from H to K in m ways and K to C in n ways. Then the total number of ways which in which you can travel will be m cross n ways. This m cross n denotes mandatory. Here traveling through m and traveling through n both are mandatory. That means this denotes AND operation. So this denotes AND operation. So m and n are mandatory. So we denote by m by n ways. And that only says over here, right? If there are m ways of doing task A, that means traveling from H to K is task A, and n ways of doing task B. K to C is task B, provided task B is performed after task A. H to K you need to travel first in order to travel from K to C. So this is the first task and this is the second task. Then there are total m by n ways to perform both these actions. Okay, I will explain through one problem, then you will be more familiar. See guys, a boy lives at X and wants to go to school at Z. So this is X, this is X and this is Z. From his home X, this is home, he has to first reach Y, okay, and then Y to Z. He may go X by either 3 bus routes or 2 train routes. So 3 bus routes, 2 train routes. From there he can either choose 4 bus routes and 5 train routes. 4 bus routes, 5 train routes to reach Z. Then how many ways are there to go from X to Z? See here from X to Y, let us consider here choice is coming. That means 3 bus routes, 2 train routes, and here choice again coming from Y to Z. 4 bus routes and 5 train routes. And traveling, in order to travel from x to z, it is mandatory he should cross y. So that's why here it will come cross. This into mark will come over here, and the number of ways will be 5 into 9. 45 choices are there for him in total in order to travel from x to z, provided y is the place he need to travel in between. I hope you got through this example. And guys, this is the assignment question which I am giving for you. This is very easy question. Suppose I want to buy a car, you are going to a showroom and you want to buy a car. These are the two car options which are provided for you, and these are the 5 colors of that car which are given for you, and these are the 3 models which are given for you. So you solve this assignment question and say how many choices you can make in order to purchase the car. And this is another assignment related to the same one. So please note down these questions and try to solve the problem. Okay guys, this is about sum rule and product rule related to counting. Next comes the permutations. Firstly, let us say the definition. A permutation is a mathematical technique that determines the number of possible arrangements that can be made over elements where the order of the arrangement does matter. See, this is the very important thing. Suppose I am given 3 letters A, B, C, 4 letters A, B, C, D, and I am asked to arrange these letters. I can arrange A, B, C, D in A, B, C, D, or B, C, D, A, or C, D, A, B, and many more. Okay? These 4 letters can be arranged in many more options. Unlike sets, the order over here does matter. Okay? Permutation is an ordered combination. It's correct only, right? The order over here matters. That's why it's called as the ordered combination. So now I am given 4 letters. Suppose I am given n letters. In order to know the number of ordered combinations that you can make through n letters, it is very difficult. So by observing a series of events, the scientists derived a formula which is NPR is equal to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. Over here n is the number of elements and r is the how many elements you are taking at a time. See, I will say through an example. I am given 4 letters A, B, C, D. I am asked you to arrange 3 letters which are A, B, C. So here r equal to 3 and n equal to 4. So in order to arrange A, B, C, what are the choices which you can get? A, B, C, or B, C, A, or C, A, B, or I think that's it. Yes. So that this can be solved in the formula way over here you see. Now you are given n. What is the count of n? 4. P. And what is the count of r? 3. And what is n factorial? 4 factorial. By what is n minus r factorial? 4 minus 3 factorial. So if you solve this, as you already know what is the factorial means, suppose you are given 3 factorial, then it means 3 into 2 into 1. You need to count in decreasing fashion, like 4 factorial means 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Similarly over here 4 factorial. 4 factorial means 24. 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 is 24 and 1 factorial is 1. So 24 types of arrangements you can be made. Okay? See, now you have learned about permutations, and these are the different types of permutations. Firstly, a permutation can be done in a linear way and the other one is the circular way. Firstly, let us see the linear permutations. Linear permutations are nothing like A, B, C, D are given for you. A, B, C, D are given for you and you are asked to arrange in a line. This is called as linear permutation. If you are asked to arrange in a circular manner, then it is called as the circular permutation. Firstly, let us see the properties of linear permutation. The first property is that The number of permutations of n different things taken r at a time allowing repetitions is n power r. Suppose I am given for you 5 letters, 5 numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and I am asked you to prepare a password through these numbers which consists of 3 digits. Then it can and I asked like the repetitions also can be allowed. That means here 1 can be placed, here 1 can be placed or here 1 can be placed. It can be any number. It's not like okay 1 I have already placed here na, so I can't take 1 over here. It's not like that. I said the repetition can be allowed. So, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and these are the 3 letters, 3 digits. So, this first one will be having how many choices? 5 choices. The second one will be having how many choices? 5 choices. And the third one will be having how many choices? 5 choices. So, the number of choices which you are having in order to prepare a password from these 5 letters will be 5 power 3. That is equal to 125 ways you can arrange. Okay guys? I hope this is the formula. Same one I have written over here. Just try to analyze. Suppose I am given a condition like repetition is not allowed. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I am given and these are the 3 digits. The number of possible arrangements which I can make is this can be filled with 5 letters, this can be filled with 4 letters as repetitions is not allowed and this can be with 3 letters. So, the number of arrangements will be 5 into 4 into 3. Okay? That means 60. So, this is the first property. And the second property is the number of permutations of n different things taken all at a time will be npn. I am taken like 4 letters I am taken, 4 letters I am taken and I am asked you to arrange them all at a time. Then the number of things that can be made is 4 factorial. That means A, B, C, D I am taken and I am asked to arrange these 4 letters, then it will be 4 factorial. Okay? And this is the very important property. Just see over here, the number of permutations of n things taken all at a time in which P are alike of one kind and Q are alike of second kind and R are alike of third kind and rest are different is n factorial. See here, I am given for you 6 letters AA, BB and CD. I am asked you to arrange this. So, then what you will do first, okay, there are 6 letters, then they can be arranged in 6 factorial ways. But as here repetition is there, A is repeated 2 times, so it will be 2 factorial. Again B is repeated 2 times, so it will be 2 factorial. And if C is repeated or D is repeated, they are not repeated, right? So, this is the number of arrangements that can be made if there are repetitions in the given series, okay. These are very important properties, right. I will be explaining you with one example. I am given a word reader. This is the word I am given and I am asked you to find the number of possible arrangements that can be made. Firstly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 letters are there. So, 6 factorial. Then check are there any repetitions. Here R is getting repeated, E is getting repeated. So, it will be as R is getting repeated twice, it will be 2 factorial. As E is getting repeated twice, it will be 2 factorial. So, 6 factorial means 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 factorial by 2 factorial into 2 factorial. 2 factorial gets deducted and this 2 will be getting deducted. If you solve this, you will be getting the number of arrangements that can be made for reader. And this is one more example, guys. Over here you will be learning what is the rank actually means. Here I am given a word which is face and that face is rearranged and the different words formed by these rearrangements are arranged in the alphabetical order. That means A, B, C, D in that way. Find the rank of the word face. I'll be just giving you an idea. You try to take it as an assignment. Here I am giving the word face. As there are 4 letters and there are no repetitions, the number of arrangements that can be made is 4 factorial. That is equal to 24. Okay. So, and I said that, and the condition is given that they are arranged in alphabetical order. That means first A letter will come. As A is fixed, this F, C, E can be arranged among themselves in 3 factorial. That means 6 ways. So, the words which will start with A will be 6. Then again C is there. So, C is fixed and the remaining 3 are arranged. That are 3 factorial ways. Next E is fixed and the 3 are arranged. That is also 3 factorial ways. So, here 6 letters will come, here also 6 letters will come, and here also 6 letters will come. So, first the word starting with A will be 6, next starting with C will be 6, and next starting with E will be 6. That means 6, 6, 6 followed by 18, right? Then 19th position will start with F words. So, this 19th position is called as the rank. Okay? Here the face word will come as it is arranged in alphabetical order as it already said. So, the rank of the word face will be 19. Okay? Little bit complicated. Follow it properly. Okay? This is about this example. Next, these are the assignment questions which you need to solve. All the concept related to assignment questions I have just now said to you. So, try to solve these questions. See here ZA coming together, ZA doesn't coming together. This is the condition. What if I am given the word wizard and I am asked you to arrange and I have given this condition here. The condition is that you need to arrange the word in such a way that ZA should come together. That means you need to consider this whole ZA as one thing, and again in that also you need to arrange that. As there are 2 words, they can arrange in 2 factorial ways. Just think it, you will be knowing. And other condition is that ZA doesn't come together. Doesn't come together means you need to take the whole combinations and subtract the number of letters that are coming, that are having ZA together. Then you will be getting the words which is stating ZA doesn't come together. Okay guys, these are the assignment questions. Now, you will be knowing what are circular permutations. Firstly, circular permutations is nothing but arranging the words in circular manner. Arranging the words in circular manner. Like I am given 3 letters A, B, C. I am asked to arrange in circular manner. I can place here A, B, C, or here C, here B. It's my wish. Okay. Firstly, let us see the definition. The total number of circular permutations of n objects if the order of the circular arrangement is considered is defined as n minus 1 factorial. The order of the circular arrangement is nothing but whether it is clockwise, that is here it is clockwise, or anti-clockwise. Here over here, that means whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise is considered. That means we need to consider, okay, if it is clockwise we will be getting one type of permutations, and if it is anti-clockwise we will be getting another type of permutations. Here now here I am given A, B, C and I am asked to arrange A, B, C. These are one type of ways, and see this is the formula which is given. Now I am here n and let me take as 3. That means 3 minus 1, that is equal to 2 factorial. 3 minus 1 factorial is 2 factorial. That means 2 ways. Total 2 ways I can arrange this A, B, C if I am taking clockwise or anti-clockwise. Here now A, B, C are there. Here I am arranged in clockwise. So this is one way. And if I am asked to arrange in anti-clockwise, another way is I can arrange A, B, C. Okay. This is another way. So one way. So total 1 plus 1, 2 ways. So formula is validated. Next, circular permutation. In circular permutation, other type is here clockwise or anti-clockwise doesn't matter. That means here I am given ABC, I am asked to arrange. Whether it is anti-clockwise or clockwise, it doesn't see. It should be arranged, that's it, in clockwise way. So the formula will be, so if the clockwise or anti-clockwise doesn't matter, then the total number of ways will be only 1. If I substitute in the formula, I will be getting 1 only, is equal to 3 minus 1 factor, here it will be 2 factorial by 2, that is equal to 1. Okay. I think it's clear till now. And guys, these are the assignment question. I have said for you arrangement of 3 persons. So you, okay, till now you have learned about permutations, circular permutations and how they can be arranged. And coming to the next topic, which is combinations. See, a combinations is a mathematical way of selecting items from a collection such that the order of the selection does not matter. In the case of permutations, I said like the order of the permutations does matter, but in the case of combinations, the order of selection doesn't matter. Here, if I am given, wait guys, I will explain the example. Here I am given A, B, C. These are the 3 persons I am given, and I am asked to select 2 pairs group each. That means I can select either AB or BC or CA. Here AB is equal to BA. So I don't need to write again BA, because here we are only selecting, we are not arranging anything. So the number of possible combinations that can be made over here will be 3 if I am taken 2 pairs each, and this is represented in the formula way over here. See, NCR is equal to n factorial by R factorial into n minus R factorial. Guys, here I am given three persons, and from those 3 persons I am asked to group 2 persons. Then it will be 3 factorial by 2 factorial into 3 minus 2 factorial. That means be 6 by 2, that is equal to 3. Is that correct? The properties of combinations. See, these are the different types of formulas which you need to memorize in order to save the time in your competitive exams. If I told you an example over here, you will understand more through the example. Suppose I am given a group of 6 boys and 4 girls, and I need to select 4 children. Then in how many different ways can they be selected such that at least 1 boy should be there? See, I am given 6 boys and 4 girls, and I am asked to select 4 children such that at least 1 boy is there. You know, right, what is at least means? At least means the minimum number of boys. The minimum number of boys is 1. So, I need to make groups in such that at least 1 boy exists. So, 4. 1 boy is mandatory. So, the remaining can be 3 girls, or else 2 boys mandatory. The remaining can be 2 girls, or else 3 boys mandatory. The remaining can be 1 girl, or I can take all the 4 boys also. As I am not given any condition like at least 1 girl should be there or at least 2 girls should be there, then I can take this itself. So now here the number of ways will be, the number of ways of selection here 1 way, this is 1 way, this is 1 way, this is 1 way. So you do one thing, you apply the formula for this one and derive the results. I am not showing the result for you, you take it as an assignment and derive the result. And these are 2 more assignment questions which you need to solve. Solve these assignment questions and you will be very much familiar with combinations. And these are the summary. The topics which are covered in the session will be counting. You have learnt about the sum rule and product rule, followed by permutations and combinations, and you have seen the problems related to that. Okay, thank you.